Hi, my name is Max, and today I'll be presenting our project on portrayal of women in the Edo period, which took place from 1615 to 1868. And my partners on this project are Catherine, Vivian, and Ellie. The Edo period was the last traditional period of time in Japan, and by that I mean that it was the last traditional time of ruling, technology, and even art. It was between the time period of 1603 to roughly 1867. It was ruled under a shogunate, or a military dictatorship, that was founded by its leader, Tokugawa Ieyasu. And it was a generally peaceful time, but during this time period there was a very strict social order. This means that the various classes, which consisted of warriors, artisans, merchants, and farmers, weren't allowed to move up or down on the social scale. This was so that the farmers in the land wouldn't move up the ladder and stop farming, and the elite class could have a large source of income. Travel both in and out of Japan was also banned during this time, and all visitors were expelled from Japan in 1633, except for a few Dutch and Chinese merchants that came in through the southern port of Nagasaki. This led to a period of internal and external peace throughout the country. The art forms most connected to the Edo period are ukiyo-e, which are pictures of the floating world, nishiki, which are woodblocks and woodblock prints, and nanga, which are literally paintings. Women, at least in the higher classes, were seen as untouchable and something to protect. However, women were given education and were seen academically the same as men, but they could not hold power in courts or throughout the land. The main piece of art that our group is focusing on is called Beauty of the Kanbun Era. The artist for this piece is unknown, but we do know that it was made during the Edo period in the 17th century in Japan. It is a hanging scroll illustrated with ink on color and gold detailing on the paper with an overall size of 139.7 centimeters by 39.2 centimeters. The image depicts a lone woman surrounded by negative space and bordered by ornate decoration. She is drawn in a three-quarters view, standing in a contrapposto position. In rich and eye-catching colors, her kimono is rendered with various patterns and textures. Her clothes and hairstyle are elaborate, however, there is low detail on her face and most of it is hidden by her sleeves. The Kanbun era is an example of a Kanbun bijin. Popular in the late 17th century, it evolved out of trends in Japan that parallel Western genre painting. This type of painting specifically developed in pleasure quarters and is characterized mostly by its subject, usually modeled after beautiful women who are courtesans. The focus of the painting is solely on the figure and her sensuality, which is emphasized with the use of void. The absence of a background allows for her silhouette to be on display and for her figure, as a symbol of feminine beauty, to be the central focus. While the woman is enticing, she is also demure. Her hands hide most of her face, with only a few of her minimalist features peeking out at the viewer. Her orientation also leaves a sense of mystery, as she is slightly turned away from the viewer, yet in a relaxed position. The soft, curved lines of her kimono evoke movement and airiness, which brings the figure to life and continues a narrative of the elusivity of feminine beauty. These paintings also establish a standard for women of the Edo period. The painting displays the idealized tall and slender physique, as well as the fashionable expectations for women. Her hair is in a style called gosho mage, which is an elaborate updo which translates to palace chignon. Her kimono is painted in bright jewel tones with a variety of hand-painted floral patterns and fabrics draped elegantly on her body, including some areas of fabric which are dyed using a stitch-resist technique called kanoko or fawn spot, seen in the bright red sections on the top layer of the garment. work we are comparing to in our comparative analysis is from another period in China to show differences in how women have been depicted in Chinese art over time. The piece we are comparing to is called Bodhisattva as Guide of Souls, and it depicts a woman who is being led by a bodhisattva to heaven, which was the popular form of Buddhism or Pure Land Buddhism in the Tang period. The woman shown in this piece has much less emphasis on her beauty compared to the Kanbun woman, as her face is in a very simple overshape and it has minimal details. Her clothing also has a lot less emphasis compared to the woman from the Edo period, but her hair is similar as they both have hair pieces used to hold up their long dark hair. The woman is also in a closed body position, similar to the beauty of the Kanbun era, but she is not the main focus of this piece, as her hieratic scale depicts her as less significant than the Bodhisattva in this work.
Just to wrap everything up, here is the bibliography with all the sources used throughout the presentation. This is our contribution slide that shows how everyone added to the presentation as a whole. Script writing, everyone. Video production, Ellie Bowman. Slide formatting, Catherine Nguyen. Comparative analysis, Max Minutilo. Interpretation, Ellie Bowman. Visual analysis, Ellie Bowman, Catherine Nguyen, Vivian Reinhardt. Edo period research, Vivian Reinhardt, Catherine Nguyen. Narrator, Max Minutilo. Leader, Vivian Reinhardt. Lastly, our discussion prompt for you is this. How are women depicted in art today versus in the Edo period? Choose a modern work of art to compare. What we're asking for you is to choose a piece of art from today that depicts women and to compare and contrast the two pieces. Here are some examples of modern art that you can use. Shot Blue Marilyn by Andy Warhol. Portrait of Madame X by John Singer Sargent. Lady with Fan by Gustav Klimt. Girl with Ball, Roy Lichtenstein.
Thank you for listening to our presentation on the portrayal of women in the Edo period. Have a wonderful day, and don't forget to answer our discussion prompt. Thank you. Bye.